The iPhone SE with the Apple A9 processor was released in 2016 and just in 2017, so 1.5 years by the time you actually take into account the actual release dates. The iPhone 8 came out with the Apple A11 Bionic. So let's see what 1 year and a bit does in the world of the iPhone. On the left-hand side, we have the iPhone SE with the Apple A9 processor released in 2016. On the right-hand side, we have the iPhone 8 with the Apple A11 Bionic released in 2017. And of course, the Apple A9 and the Apple A11 are very different processors. Most notably, the A9 is just a dual-core processor, both 64-bit processors, but a dual-core processor in the Apple A9. And already we can see a significant lead has been taken by the iPhone 8. It's now into the compression test, while the iPhone SE is still in the SQLite test. And now, as it's gone into the JSON test, the iPhone is already into the 16th thread test. So a huge gap building up here, and there's absolutely no way whatsoever that the iPhone SE can make this back, as it's now just gone into that compression test. And the iPhone 8 with the A11 Bionic has now making its way into the mixed GPU CPU section of this test, as it hits that blur test, while the compression test is still going on the iPhone SE. It really seems to be so much taking its time. Oh, finally, there it is. It's now into the 16th thread test, while the iPhone 8 is into the smoke particle test. 25 frames a second, 24 frames a second there. 23 just at the end. What we're coming into now is the unity test. This will whiz its way through. Now, it's worth mentioning at this point, you can see the resolution on the right hand side there. The iPhone 8 is in 750 by 1334 at 60 hertz, and there we go, coming to the end now. There we go, 1 minute 30.1. Now the clock is still ticking, as the iPhone SE just finished the 16 thread test. It's now gone into the GPU CPU section of the test with the blur test, the mixed section here with the blur test. And really, you know, this is going to be a big difference. Is it going to be a minute's difference? That's really the question. Are we going to have to see such a difference between 2016 and 2017, the Apple A9 to the A11? Is it really going to be a minute's worth of difference? Now, here we are into the particle test. This will tell us what frame rate we're getting here. What's it going to be? It was 23, 17, right? So it's 16. So big difference to the 23, 24, 25 we were seeing there on the iPhone 8. And now finally, we're into that unity test. It's also worth mentioning that the screen resolution is lower here on the iPhone SE, 640 by 1136, and not even 720p, also at 60 hertz. And we'll come down to the water now, turn right, go to the end of the valley. The clock is still ticking. What we're going to get, there we go, overall time 2 minutes 32.8. Okay, let's break down those scores and see exactly what happened. And so clearly the iPhone 8 won there, not just by a few seconds, not even by 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. In fact, it was 1 minute and 2 seconds difference between these two devices. So where did all that time come from? Well, look here, CPU time 96.5 on the iPhone SE, 49 seconds on the iPhone 8. So a huge difference there. When we get into the mixed CPU, GPU, 35.5 versus 26 seconds, almost a 10-second difference there. And when we get into the GPU, 20.8 versus 15.5, and the 20.8 was even running in a lower screen resolution than the iPhone 8 in its 15.1 seconds. So when you add up all those differences, you get over a minute difference, 1 minute 30.1 for the iPhone 8. My name's Gary Sims, this is SpeedTest G. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Also, remember, we have a Twitter account. If you like doing things on Twitter, do go over to SpeedTest_G and follow the account over there. Okay, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.